Hi guys, it's Amy from Nail Polish Baby 90 and welcome to today's video. Today I'm here with a Q&A. So a few weeks ago I put out a couple of posts on Instagram and on my Facebook page just saying that I was going to do this video, and if anyone had any questions on any topic really that I would answer them. I got a lot of response and I'm like overwhelmed actually of how many people asked me questions, because I did think this video was going to be really short, but now I've got a feeling it's going to be really long. So I'm just going to go through them in no particular order. Like I say, they are a mixture of everything. So the first one is what polish did you wear on your wedding day? And I actually wore OPI's You Saw, We Saw, I Saw, Warsaw, which is from their Euro trip European collection. It's just a really kind of in between navy and cerulean blue. I'll put a swatch up photo after this, but that was the thing for my wedding. I didn't want to go super dark where it was navy, and I didn't want it to be like a royal blue. It was really in between, so that polish really encapsulated everything really well. So I'll just insert a little swatch photo for you of it here. What are your biggest lemmings? Now, up until recently I would have said to Teenage Dream and Last Friday Night, but I now have those. I got them at Christmas, if you there's in a previous haul. I don't think the last haul, the haul before that, I think that I showed them getting them. So I'm kind of all lemminged out. The only other one that I would quite like is Merry Midnight by OPI, but I'm not crazy on it. I'm not going to go and spend hundreds of pounds on it. It's just something that I might quite like, but I'm not sure. Although I've just been watching Yukie's video, which was about like a flashback of all the OPIs, which makes me wish that I had a time machine so I could go back and buy all those old stunning collections, because there were some really good ones back in the day. If you had your own nail polish line, what would it be called and why? Now, I really can't give a good answer to this because I have no creativity when it comes to that sort of thing, but it would just be, I don't know. I want to say it'd be something like pop culture reference, because I think that's what I wish I'd created. Dolish Polish is basically what I'm trying to say, because I love how she bases her like collections on things like films and TV shows and that sort of thing. I think I would try and do that, but never do it as well as what Dolly does it. So that's probably the best answer I can give. How did you first get into nail polish? Now, I was biting my nails forever. I was like a chronic nail biter back in the day. And then I would say when I was about 17, 18, I started to stop biting my nails and I would paint my nails black all the time. Or then I kind of went into like really weird, like I wore yellow nail polish for absolutely ages. But that was like the main thing that stopped me biting my nails, because I didn't want to bite my nails and ruin the pretty manicure. So that's where it kind of started. And then I was trying to work this out what year it was the other day, but then I think it was 2012, because it was the year that the Skyfall OPI collection came out. I got into nail polish right around that time, which I think was like autumn. So I picked up a few on the tail end of that, and also that was the year that the Spider-Man collection came out from OPI. So I got a few of those as well. So from then onwards, the obsession became very real, and I bought all the nail polishes. What was your first polish that you ever bought? The first nail polish, like if we go back to like drugstore days, was probably Barry and Black. Like I say, I used to wear a lot of black nail polish. I did have, there was a Rimmel glittery top coat. I think it was called Disco Ball, and I went through 2 or 3 of that, because I would have the black on, then I would put the black with the glitter on. I was very sophisticated. And then as it comes to like more salon brands, the first one that I bought, I think, was a tie. I think I did an Amazon order, and it was China Glaze Agro, I think, from the Hunger Games collection, and Light as Air. And I still do have those, and they are still 2 of my very favourites. They were my first China Glaze, and my first ever OPI was Roadhouse Blues. What does my husband think of my nail polish obsession? We have a running joke that the mailman always brings the nail polish, because he literally, some days I do have it when just nail polish arrives on my doorstep every single day. He's fine with it. He has his things. He's very creative himself, and he has lots of things that he's kind of into. So he spends his money on that and he enjoys that. I do nail polish, and it's like a mutual respect of each other's hobbies. But no, he doesn't have an opinion really either way on my nail polish obsession. No one asked me, but seeing as my cats have just come into the room, I'll see if I can grab them. But this one is Lexi. Lexi is 3 years old. She is my little baby rescue cat. We got her as a kitten, and look at her little green eyes. And she's very timid, is Lexi. She hates if anybody enters my house that's not me and my husband. She just really doesn't like it. And then if I can grab Tyler is my black and white cat. So we got them so they were like opposites to each other. He's 4 years old, and I got him when he was about 11 weeks old, I think. Literally, we moved into my house, and then I think I got Tyler within a week of moving in. So I will try and grab him if he's around, but I haven't actually seen him for a few minutes. Literally, as I said I hadn't seen him, here he came. So this is Tyler, and he's my firstborn, third child, and he knows it. He thinks he's really regal and really posh. Just look at that face. If nail polish didn't exist, thank God that's not true, but what other things are you interested in, or do you have any other hobbies? My main hobbies really is just nail polish and everything that comes with it. Like, I love Instagram and like social media, kind of a nail polish side of things, like looking into nail polish and everything. If I'm not doing nail polish, which is what I'm doing if I have any spare time, I'm just with my family and my friends and my son, and I'm just with like my core group of people. So aside from nail polish, that is my main hobby. It's really boring. I don't really have any other hobbies. What's your favourite brand of nail polish? My favourite brand, I would say, in mainstream terms is OPI. I would have said China Glaze for a long period of time, I think, but recently I've really swapped onto OPI, and I don't feel like I've bought any China Glaze for a really long time. To me, China Glaze seems to have ones that are kind of like near dupes of each other quite a lot, and also the formulas on them haven't been as good as they were in previous years, so I would therefore say OPI is my favourite mainstream brand. Is there a particular collection from a brand, or from that brand, which you couldn't live without? So from OPI, what collections are there that I absolutely love? It might be a weird choice, but one of my favourite collections from OPI is the Oz the Great and Powerful collection. I think that was the neutral soft shades for that year, and it was like 3 neutrals, like a white, a pink and like a taupey colour, and then there was 3 glitters on top and a textured, and I just really loved the variety of it. And for OPI doing that as a soft shades, I can't say soft shades, soft shades collection, it was just really different and unique, and I really liked them for that. So that's one of my favourite OPI collections. What is my favourite brand of makeup? I have 2. It's either Rimmel or Maybelline. I think that between the 2 of those brands I could make a full face of makeup without using anything else, because I love the Maybelline colour tattoos and I love Maybelline foundations. Then I love Rimmel mascaras. I just think that between those 2 I could probably make a full face of makeup. I don't think I could choose between them. So Maybelline and Rimmel are my favourites. A couple of people asked me to name my top 5 favourite nail polishes and stuff, and I just can't do it. I will link down below my favourite, I'm doing them in colour series, and then I'm probably after that going to redo my favourite by brand. I don't think I could ever pick one. I just don't think I could do it. Someone else asked what is my favourite one coat nail polishes, and I have done a video on that, so I'll link that video down below for you. What are the things that for somebody who's just starting out that everyone should buy? I would say the biggest misconception I think I've seen recently as well, being in some nail polish forums and on Instagram, is that you have to spend a lot of money to do nail art, or you have to spend a lot of money to do a nail polish channel, and that is not true in the slightest. All that you need for your nails is top coat, base coat, nail file and some sort of cuticle oil or butter. That's all that you really need. That you could probably pick that all up for under £15. My favourite base coats and top coats for a long time were just the Rimmel ones. The Rimmel ones are really, really great if you're on a budget and you want to just go drugstore. But the biggest misconception I'd say is don't think you've got to go out and buy all these crazy expensive OPIs and indies, because if you have the money, do it, because they are stunning. But if you don't, drugstore, Barry M, Rimmel, the Maybelline, what's the ones that have the Colour Show, the Revlon Parfumeries, they were all amazing formulas and colours. So just go by what you can afford, but top coat, base coat, nail file and some sort of cuticle system is what I would recommend for a beginner. Someone else asked what polishes do I have backups of? The only ones that I have a backup of, I think, is 2. One is China Glaze Harvest Moon, which is one of my favourite nail polishes ever, and the other one is I Saw You Saw We Saw Warsaw, because I wore it at my wedding. I just like to keep a backup of it, although I did give one bottle to all of my bridesmaids as well, so there are backups around me if I ever for some reason didn't have it. We now move on to the Instagram question. So, how many nail polishes do you own? I would have said up until recently it was about 250 to 300, but I did have a Google Sheets page on my phone which I could type in the ones as I swatched, which now unfortunately has been wiped, so I've got to start again. But when I last inputted that in January, I think it was at 280, and that was not including ones that I hadn't swatched. So I would say it's probably more around the 350 mark. 330, 350 mark, but I'm going to do a de-stash because I'm kind of getting a little bit full on my Helmer at the moment. So it's about 350, but I'm probably going to be trimming that down a little bit in the next couple of weeks, couple of months. Someone else said about how old was I when I started collecting, and I would say that when I actually started collecting, like I said, was 2012, so I was 21, 22, depending on what time of the year it was depending on how old I was. What profession do I work in? Do I have a degree, and am I married? I am married. I've been married for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in June. I didn't go to university. I think university is different over here than it is for America, but I might say this and people might tell me that I'm wrong, but it seems to me that more people go to university in America. That's kind of like a rite of passage. Everybody seems to go straight on to college. Over here you can stop, you can used to be able to, when I was at school, finish school at 16, then you could opt to stay on for a further 2 years, which is what I did, and then I didn't go on to university. It's just so expensive for me, and there was never anything that I really wanted to study to do, so therefore I didn't really want to go and waste the money. Some people would probably say something differently. You might as well go and try to find yourself while studying, but for me, I hate being in debt, and the thought of being in debt for something that I wasn't 100% committed to just made me not want to go. And what was the last bit? Oh, what career am I in? I currently work in a human resources department for a section of the NHS, like medical, and I do that. I drive about 30 minutes away from where I live, so I'm in Essex, so I work in a human resources team in Essex. I won't tell you any more than that because quite a lot of people don't seem to like HR, but yeah, that's what I do for a day job. Do you keep nail polish dupes in your collection if you have them in different brands? Like I said, I do have that at the moment, but with my D-stash, I'm probably going to look, and if I have anything that's close, I will probably only keep one. Like, I know off the top of my head from my last favourites video that's just gone up, I have Butter London Keks and Strut Your Stuff by Essie, which are near on dead enough dupes. I don't need them both, so one of them will be going. So at the moment I do, but not for too long. What lights and camera do you use when you film? I use some sort of Canon camera. It's my husband's video camera, so I don't really know too much about it other than it's a Canon. And I normally just film in front of a window and just do natural lighting. In the winter, I would sometimes use the umbrella, like shooting lights, but normally it's just in front of a window. If you were stranded somewhere and could only take 2 polishes, and I believe someone else asked me the same but said 3, what ones would you take? I would take a black, because it's ride or die. I always love black nail polishes, and my favourite one is Model Zone. I think it's just called Jet Black. I would take some sort of glittery top coat to then amp up a look, so you could wear the black, then chuck the glitter over. And then my current favourite glitter topper, like fine glitter topper, is 90 Lacquer's Sparkle All the Things. If not, you could just go for something like China Glaze Fairy Dust, and then I would then take the polish that I wore on my wedding day with me as well. If your husband wore nail polish, what do you think his favourites would be, or what do you think is him in a bottle? He's very like me, as in we both like pop culture, so I would say that he would be any of those. He would collect all the ones for the films and stuff that he liked. So he loves Supernatural so much, and there's some Supernatural polishes by Dolish Polish that I do have, and he would be the same. If there was something that came out based on a film, a Walking Dead polish, a Supernatural polish, he would be all over that. So he would probably go by pop culture. As for him in a nail polish colour, I don't really know. I feel like he would be some sort of crelly mix because there's so many different sides to him, but I'm not really sure what colour. What is your biggest pet peeve? My biggest pet peeve on like Instagram and YouTube and that sort of stuff is just that for me it takes so long for my videos to upload. For some reason, even though my internet is really fast, I stream everything really quickly, my videos take forever to upload. So that's my biggest pet peeve about YouTube and stuff. My biggest pet peeve in life is just, I don't know really. I don't like people whispering. That might sound really weird, but if I'm in a room and there's people in the room as well and they start whispering to each other, that really just bugs me, because I think, why are you telling a secret that I can't hear? I just get paranoid and think it's about me. But so that would just be a little bit of a pet peeve for real life. Who are your favourite YouTubers to watch? Other than nail polish people, I watch mainly Graveyard Girl. I'm addicted to her so much. I have an obsession with Graveyard Girl. And then also I watch Nikki tutorials. I watch Tati. Who else do I watch? They're like the main ones. I don't really watch a huge amount of YouTubers that are not... Oh, I watch Boxes of Foxes, which is Emma Blackery's channel, like makeup channel. I don't really watch a huge amount of people that aren't nail polish really, but yeah, those are the ones that I watch if I'm not watching nail polish videos. What type of music are you into? I would say I'm into kind of like pop punk, pop rock. Sometimes I like stuff a bit harder, so it all kind of ranges between like I listen to like Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy and Paramore and that sort of stuff. Then I go all the way through and I do like stuff like Falling in Reverse and bits that are a bit heavier. Then I like old stuff like Queen and Guns N' Roses, and then we go through and I quite like Ellie Goulding and Florence and the Machine. So I do have quite a wide spectrum, but that's kind of an overview of what music that I like. What polishes do you like reviewing the most? I like reviewing any nail polishes that I have the opportunity to, as in like people sending me stuff for free to review. I love doing reviews. If someone reaches out to me and wants me to talk about their collections, that is like one of the biggest honours ever. As for just reviewing stuff that I buy myself, I really like talking about indies a lot, because indies are just, there's a lot more to talk about with indies I feel than with mainstream at the moment. Do you have any polishes that you regret buying and what do you do with them? Like I said, at the moment I haven't got to do a de-stash, and when I do that I probably will do a video on polishes I regret buying, but I don't have one at the moment. Someone else asked what is the hardest and the best thing and the hardest thing about being a mum so far. I just absolutely love being a mum. It's actually Mother's Day today in the UK when I'm filming this. My son is just amazing to me, and everything he does is amazing. I know everyone probably says that about their children, but he's actually 5 months yesterday, and I don't think I've actually said his name is Austin, and he's 5 months old today. He can roll over, we've started feeding him food. Seeing his first things in the world are just amazing. So like the first time he ate food, the first time he drank water, the first time he rolled over, just seeing some person's first moments in life are just amazing. And I don't have any plans to really have him in my videos with me, because luckily I film mainly on days when my husband can watch him for an hour, but I will quickly pop up a photo because a few people have asked me kind of like for an update on him, so I will insert 1 or 2 photos for you here. We're nearly there. So we have where do you live? I've said before, I think I live in Essex, which is the county above London, obviously in the UK. Then we have, are you planning to do a nail polish collection video? I am. Once I've de-stashed, I think I'm going to do a video similar to how a few people have done them, where they just show the bottles rather than their faces, just say the names of the bottles. Just because if I was to sit and talk about them, as you can hear, I ramble a lot, and that video would be hours and hours long. What colours do you gravitate towards? I love greens and blues and teals. That sort of family, my eyes just go to in collections. Like, so what's the newest collection that came out? The New Orleans one by OPI. My eyes went straight to like Rich Boys and Po Girls, or Rich Boys and that one. And I just love blues and greens and turquoises. If you could only buy indies or drugstore, what would it be? And then the lady who commented said, I'm also just so you know, I'm grouping OPI and China Glaze in with drugstore. If I could only buy indies or like salon drugstore, I think I would just go for salon, because for me they're cheaper and easier to get my hands on than getting the indies, and sometimes the indie shipping is a lot. So if I had to only ever buy indies, it would be more expensive than me buying mainstream. So I think on a money reason why, I would go for mainstream, but in my heart, if money was no object, I probably would just buy indies only. Last question, which is a question that was kind of made for me, is what do you think about mini nail polish bottles? Now, if you'd asked me about a year ago, I would have just straight up said to you, I hate them with a passion. Everything in my life, I hate them. But recently, I've kind of come round to liking them a little bit. Here's the thing. Some of the OPI collections and China Glaze collections that are the tiny, tiny minis don't have the names on the bottom. And that is my main problem with them. I have a nail polish but I don't know what it's called, that bugs me. So you either have to then keep them in the set, or you have to break them up and just hope that you can remember them. Also, the teeny tiny ones you can only get like one wear out of, and for the price it's just not worth it. So I have a couple of mini sets that I just literally have on display as a collector's item, but I don't wear. But then recently I've then seen a few brands come out with bigger ones. So like Colour Club has kind of like deluxe minis, China Glaze has deluxe minis, and so does Deborah Lippmann, where they've got the names on the bottom and the actual polish you can use at least 2 or 3 times, I would say, for a couple of manicures. So then I like those. So do I like minis? I don't like the tiny minis, I like the deluxe minis. That's really being really fussy. I should really say yes or no, but that's my answer and you're going to have to take it. So thank you so much for watching this Q&A. Like I say, I think I'm probably just going to leave this as one video and it's going to be quite long. So thank you for sticking around if you've stuck around to the end. If you have any further questions that you'd like me to answer in the future, leave them down below for me and I will get round to it as soon as I can. Bye guys.